Hello, my name is Glenn, and welcome to this, my very first video for Glenn's Car Creations. Being this is my first video, I'll go ahead and talk about my past and my introduction to being an artist. I started drawing when I was about 4 years old. I started becoming really interested in it, and I just was really fascinated by drawing pictures. And in fact, when we would go places as a child, my parents would keep me busy by giving me a pencil and a paper and sit me in a corner, and I would just sit there for hours drawing pictures. As time went on, I became more and more intrigued by drawing. When I got into school, I drew for acceptance. One of the reasons I started drawing cars, one of the things that got me interested in drawing cars at an early age, is we moved around a lot, and I was always the new kid in school, so the way I would make friends is I would sit and draw pictures of like muscle cars. This is back in the 60s, and muscle cars were a big thing, dragsters and stuff like that, and I would draw pictures of them, and the boys would see me drawing them and start talking to me, and that would be how I made friends. And then it just became a thing that I really enjoyed doing. Later on, my mother took an art instructional school at home, and it was one where she got a bunch of books and stuff like that that had activities for her to do inside, and then she would send it to the college. And because motherhood got in the way, she didn't end up finishing the course. And when I was about 7 or 8, I got the books, and I could barely read, but I went through the exercises and did all the drawings and did all the exercises. I could tell what they wanted me to do by looking at the pictures. And so really, by the time I was like 8 or 9, I had completed those books and went through them all and did all the exercises a number of times. And so I just knew at that point I wanted to be an artist. That was the thing that I knew I wanted to be, and that was the only thing I ever thought about. When I got up into high school, I drew so much. I drew all the time. I took all art classes, and this was in the 70s when there were people graduating that didn't even know how to read because they weren't really paying attention to what the students were doing back at that era. And so I'm taking all of the art classes in high school, and I get to the end of high school, and they tell me that I don't even have enough units to graduate because I don't have any science units, I don't have any math units, I didn't have any of. I just took art classes all the time. And I told them, I said, well, you guys let me take them, so I don't know what to tell you. Anyhow, they let me graduate anyway because, like I said, it was at that era. They were really, really relaxed on that. It was in the end of the 70s, early 80s when they started realizing that there were kids being graduated that didn't even know how to read, so they cracked down on all that stuff. So right out of high school, I just started drawing and drawing and drawing. And that's all I ever did. Really, I didn't have to work for a number of years for various reasons. And so I spent a lot of time just drawing, trying to be a freelance artist. And I didn't have any college for art at that time, but then there was a point at which when I got to about 30, I realized I need to go to college and learn a little bit more about what I'm doing and how to put all the pieces together, because I was pretty much self-taught all my life up to that point. So I went to college, and that really skyrocketed my abilities because it started putting into some sort of cohesive thing, what I had been doing all these years. And it was like, oh, I didn't know what to do with that. Oh, I didn't know how that worked. Oh, I didn't know this. All these mysteries that I had been like coming up against, not really figuring out how to solve them. College and that kind of instruction was really helpful in doing that. So as I got out of college and I started working towards being a freelance artist, I had a family at that point, and I had 3 kids and a wife, and there was responsibilities that had to be taken care of, and I just really, artwork was just on the peripheral. You know, it was kind of the thing that I did when I was sitting watching TV or whatever, but, you know, then I had to have a real job. Then I ended up getting several art jobs as I grew up. I actually went through a period of time for about 10 years where I was a tattoo artist, which was good. I didn't like doing tattoos, so don't anybody on here ask me to do a tattoo, please. I never really liked them. Skin is not the same as paper, and a tattoo machine is not the same as a pencil. and it was just so uncomfortable all the whole 10 years I was doing tattoos. But it was good money, and it was a good way to take care of my family, and it was a good way to be at least as close to being an artist as possible. So that's what I did. Anyway, so I got out of tattooing and did some other stuff. I actually got a job designing a indoor miniature golf course, and and because the golf course was at a go-kart racing facility, they wanted the inside of it to be all racing. So there was 18 holes, and each hole was a different type of racing. So I got to design cars again. And it was all black light. It was really cool. It took us about a year to build the whole thing and design it. I have pictures that I will put up on probably my Facebook page or something like that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being there and being fans. Thank you for all the support that I've received from the community. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more, go to my Instagram page or my Facebook page. They're both under Glenn's Car Creations. Just look those up. You'll find it. Follow them, please. This is the very first of a series of videos I'll be making for this channel. So please subscribe. You'll see more.